Now, whenever we talk about players being able to make money in the game of basketball, it's always been a touchy subject. Of course, as many of you guys know, in the past, especially in college, man, the majority of players were not even able to make money off of their name. Now, with the NIL or name, image, and likeness, these players are able to make money off of their name. But man, what people are not realizing is how this impacts high school players, and specifically Mikey Williams just signed an insane deal. So before I get in this video, man, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications to get a new notification every time I put out a new vid. And if you enjoy the type of high school and college content that I do put out. Now, before Mikey Williams, of course, has been honestly one of the most popular players in high school basketball. This dude, of course, has some serious clout and a ton of following that honestly make him, in my eyes, a celebrity. But he just did something insane. Now, reports from Adrian Wojnarowski, which a lot of you guys know this dude, had actually put out this tweet. Another first in NIL. Prep phenom Mikey Williams signs with XLSM for endorsements. XL VP Matt Davis tells ESPN that Williams will generate millions of dollars. Mikey's relevance around his peers in the basketball community is off the charts. Now, this is insane to me because, of course, we knew that this was going to happen at some point, but I just didn't think it would be so soon. Of course, Mikey Williams being honestly one of the most popular in his class and in high school basketball. But the really interesting part about this is the fact that he's not the son of an NBA player. Of course, his father was a really good basketball player, but Mikey is just one of these standout guys who I think, in my opinion, really made a name for himself through all the type of skill, the talent, and really, of course, over time, he did have a TV show on there as well, which really just combined to give him a personality on and off the court that a lot of people gravitated towards. Now, of course, when this dude gets on the court, his main purpose, and a lot of people know him for scoring, and off the court, he just seems like a chill dude and seems very relatable to a number of other people. Now, I think this is a huge move for him because, of course, imagine being around 16, 17 years old and you're be able to make millions of dollars from one deal. This is unheard of, and of course, in the past, something like this would never be allowed to happen because the routes to get to the next level were very few routes. There weren't too many places you could go. Of course, you pretty much had to go to college and then go to the NBA, or at one point you could go straight from high school to the NBA. But of course, that rule is not in place as of now. Now, one thing Mikey Williams has always seemed like he's been about was trying to get to the NBA, and in my opinion, as soon as possible. If you watch any of his overtime league videos or those type of TV shows, man, it's always talking about how close he is to getting to the NBA. Now, that could of course be them pushing that type of narrative, but it's really interesting to me how, if he's so focused on going to the NBA, will this dude even care about college and even signing this deal at all if he has no intentions of going there? Now, in my opinion, this is great for him. I think it's going to get him for sure some more exposure. So many people already know about this dude, but him signing a deal like this, it is crazy for me. This dude is not going to have to work a regular job a day in his life making this type of money at such a young age. Now, I saw some comments stating that Mikey Williams can actually go to prom now. And if you guys don't know, this dude had basically put out a video stating that he doesn't have time to do these other things that high school athletes or even high schoolers his age would have to do because he's so focused on trying to get to the next level. And he stated he'd rather be in the gym than go to something like prom or even a party. And I can really agree with his mindset. I think that that's the right type of mindset if you're trying to separate yourself from the pack. But it's very funny. A lot of people think this dude can take a day off and really try to relax a little bit more. And I think that's what may be a factor here that may not be such a good thing. A lot of you guys know when you get to the top and reach your goals, sometimes you become complacent, are really not as aggressive as attaining this type of stuff. But in my opinion, it can work both ways as well. Signing this type of deal can add a ton of fuel to the fire and really motivation for Mikey Williams, knowing that he is one step closer and actually making it to the NBA. But I think, in my opinion, this is going to be the first of many. And the reason I say this is because, of course, man, with these high school athletes being able to make more and more money off of their name, and of course, these type of celebrity high schoolers, you have Bronny James, you have Zaire Wade, you have a ton of these guys. I think it's only going to be a matter of time before they start signing these type of deals where they're making tons of money, of course, millions of dollars, because people really see how valuable they are. How much money do you think these type of players are making for the NCAA at one point. Even look at somebody like Zion Williamson. Of course, he had a huge name after high school. Of course, probably around his sophomore or junior year is when he really started to get some popularity and get his name out there. But I think his name and his image, his likeness really went up. And even when he got to Duke, of course, he already had a name, but it just put his name out there that much farther and really got him that much more popular. Now, with that being said, if he was really a household name in high school basketball, and at the time, of course, you have social media, all these things, people are really sharing him all around the internet, man, how much money do you think he really would have made for a college team like Duke at the end of the day? Because they had a really good, talented squad at the time. Of course, even having people on the team like RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish, I think that only adds fuel to the fire. But for sure, it's interesting to see how much money these players can really make. And of course, these companies are going to try to sign these players at a younger of an age. And they want to see people that have a lot of potential and talent. And I think Mikey is someone that a lot of people just end up gravitating towards. Of course, millions of followers on pretty much all platforms. Of course, IG, probably TikTok as well, even Snapchat. Ton of following from a number of people, which is really going to be money signs in these companies' eyes. Now, I can be honest, with the popularity that the Overtime League had actually generated, I definitely considered and thought maybe Mikey Williams actually will attend and go to this Overtime Elite League instead of going to college or an alternative route. But in my opinion, ever since college has allowed athletes to make money off of their name, image, and likeness, I really see these other type of leagues going to the side. Even the NBA G League, I would say that's the only one exception. But besides that, of course, these other side leagues that are going around, you could go overseas, you could go to the Overtime League, whatever these other type of side leagues are, I just see the popularity of them decreasing tremendously. Because if you guys know what has been around for the longest, it's really been that college situation. And of course, we have to state this, the majority of guys are not going to be able to go and perform in these alternative leagues. It's only, we're talking about the top talent and top competition. And with that being said, these guys going to these alternative leagues, if they can make money in college basketball and that's already a proven route, to me it doesn't make too much sense to try to go there and try to get this money early on if you still have the possibility and have the ability to go to the NBA and if you really have that talent. Now, the only reason I say with the exception of the NBA G League is because, of course, like I always say, I think the experience is unbeatable. I think the talent that you really play against in the G League is definitely going to be better than the talent that you do play against college. But of course, these are different environments, but for sure, there are a ton of positives to the G League. You being so close to the level and the place that you want to be, I'm sure it has a ton of influence on where you could get drafted, the type of connections you meet, the trainers that you work out with, and the players. Of course, the players are already dudes that have been in the NBA. So that's the one exception that I would say. And of course, they pay competitive salaries as well, which would definitely attract a number of high school talent to try to go to the G League instead of college. But alternatively, besides that, I just see these alternative leagues really going on the DL, and I don't think too many people are going to follow them. And definitely, in my opinion, not Mikey Williams, because he's actually put out lists of what schools he would be interested in going. And really, as of right now, he actually stated that the focus would be him going to college basketball and not going these alternative routes as of now. Of course, things are always subject to change, but it does look like that would be the route for him. And of course, with him signing this NIL type of contract deal, it probably only puts more emphasis on him going to a college where, of course, he can still make this type of bread. Probably is going to have one of the biggest deals out of all of these high schoolers, and he's going to be good. He's not going to have to work too hard, and he's not going to be talking about he's starving, going to bed hungry, as some of these other previous college athletes were even talking about. Now, I'm curious, what do you guys think in the comment section about this topic? It's very interesting. I love seeing these type of high school players sign these deals. It's so interesting to get this type of money at such a young age. Will they be responsible with it? That's a huge question. And who else is going to sign these type of deals? Of course, there are other players with a ton of clout that don't include Mikey Williams. There are a number of popular players. So I'm curious, who else do you guys think is going to sign these type of deals? Well, let me know in the comments again if you think I missed anything about this topic. Man, like this video. It's free. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post noties. I will make sure to look at the comment section as well, shout any of you out, and you guys make sure to put any video suggestions in the comments down below. I appreciate all the support that we get on the channel. All right, it's LNH out.